Awesome. Hey, welcome everyone to the Data Gods Lunch and Learn. We are live here today trying to educate you on new things that are going on in tech, how to work with it, how to do all sorts of things. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. We're lucky. I got Tzvia here. Hello, Tzvia. Welcome to the Data Gods Lunch and Learn. How the heck are you doing today?
Wow, wow, wow. I'm super, super excited. We have such an amazing period. We just released a new portfolio. Have you heard about that? The Microsoft
What?
Fabric.
What?
Yeah, small stuff, one of the top five um, most announced features for Microsoft. So, yeah, very exciting period. And overall, I'm super excited to be here live with you. Yeah.
Well, and I'm so excited to have you as well. And I'm excited to have we're excited. Me and Tzvia are very excited to have all of you who are joining us today, hopping in. So, hey, Gaston, great to see you. Thanks for tuning in. Uh, you know, Amir was just talking on Twitter yesterday that this product is not getting enough love. So I am happy to immediately step in and start to fill the gap on that. So I'm so excited that you're here.
Thank you. Me too. It is super exciting moment. But let's start with one small thing. I think that the most challenging topic during this conversation, during this session, is the
Mhm.
way that we should pronounce my name
Oh,
because it's
okay.
very, very tricky name. Okay,
Yes.
let's think about pizza, the
Pizza.
very, very good food that we all love.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, badly, I know, I know. And now let's move from pizza. Let's take the same sound of the t to tzvia. And this is
Pizza.
the way the
Svia.
pizza, tzvia. Exactly.
Svia.
So we can start now the live show.
Oh, how wonderful. Let's if Kevin's here or go ahead and chat. How many times did I screw it up? We'll put $1 in the cup every time I do. I'm very sorry for that one. But uh, we're more than just technology here. We're people here, and that's what we want to know how we better work together. And understanding more about you is one of the things we do to always start off the show. So, uh, Tavia, dang it. Tell us about yourself. Where did you come from? How did you get into this crazy thing called real time analytics?
Wow, it's go way back. But I will make it short. When I was younger, I thought to be a doctor. It was my
Okay.
vision, my idea, and then I served at the army, and the army had a different opinion and different idea for me, and they took me to be a software engineer. And since then, I've started as a database Oracle DBA, and then I moved to SQL DBA, and since then, a lot of responsibility in the data industries, and now in the last 5 years, I'm part of the Kusto team. Kusto is the engine
Mm,
behind real-time analytics, which allow near real-time analytics on stream of data in sub-seconds, and also the ability to get insight immediately. And this is what I'm doing. I'm part of Microsoft for the past 15 years, and it
get the
wasn't my
French toast
first.
out.
Yeah, and it wasn't my first role. Think about it. So I started when I was 14.
Wow. Wow. You, yeah. You started working at Microsoft when you were 14. That clearly because at some point in time you'll be 30 and yes, yes, yeah, that is that is so well, it's interesting that you started in Oracle and you moved over to SQL. That's what I did too. So we're on a similar journey here, and I do want to get more into Kusto and real time analytics, though. But this is a lunch and learn, so like we understand everyone. Like you're here, you're going to be eating. Please feel free to do so. We are. Oh, hang on, before we get to that. I do have a few things, a few housekeeping things, a few rules. All right. So we're going to be appropriating these from Matthew Roach, Guide the Cube. Rule number one, please prefix any question with a Q so you get queued up and we can ask those and we can get them in. And then rule number two, Please do not repeat the question. Spamming will get you a timeout or blocked out, and your questions will be removed. So, enough with that. Let's go ahead and grab a drink, and let's then get into our live stream. So,
Okay, so I will start with sharing my screen.
all right. So let's do that. Boom.
Okay, so our real-time analytics. I was When I started to work on real-time analytics, while let's say about 2 years ago, at the beginning when it was only a vision, but already then we identified that this is going to be a game changer, something that will change the way that we consume data. Everyone consume data. It will allow everyone, from the experts but also to the citizen data scientists, to everyone in the organization, to allow them to access to the data and get insight to make decisions. This is at the beginning of a revolution in the way that enterprises consume their data. And why? So let's start with we talked with many customers, many enterprises around the world, what they are looking for, what are the challenges that they have. And we see that in many places, they need more access. They want to have the ability to access by themselves, to have independent, to ask questions, to get answers, and also they don't want to know or to learn any specific language, and or to be connect to specific service. One day they will need the question in a warehouse, the other day they need it in real-time analytics, and they want the ability to run any type of question, any type of process on top of their data without the need to manage it multiple times in multiple places. So this was one request. Also, they want to have the ability to have one unified access and governance and maintenance and security, everything across all the organization. But in specific, they also want to have the ability to get access from any stream of data, from any type of format, structure, any structure, um, into the service in a very easy, no code experience, and to have the ability to run interactive queries, interactive questions in any type of level, very simple one to advanced capabilities, but without to be an expert, and even more than that, without relying on experts to generate those questions and reports for them.
So hang on. So you're saying that we're working on building out an environment where just anyone can come in and start to leverage data to answer questions and meet their needs, right?
Exactly. Yes.
That's great. And then you're going to tell me somehow I could do that in real time?
Yes, exactly. With real time analytics, I will get there. Hold your breath, or no, drink your Coke, and we will get Coca Cola, and we will get it in a second. They gave us an example from their real time personal life. They think about the change that was in the way that they consume data in their personal life. Think about the way that we consumed books 20 years ago, or in the way that we consume our music playlist, specific movies, uh, everything we needed in the past. We needed to wait to specific episode, to specific day, to go to the library, to buy the book. Everything was very challenging. But now every person can take their smartphone or actually any type of device and look for all type of information, interactive, on demand, no predefinition or prerequisite to buy into the service and get response immediately, you know. And also it allows us to make mistakes. If I ask the wrong questions, I'm working very closely with OpenAI, and to be honest, I think that the most challenging part is to identify what is the right question to ask to get the proper answer.
Mm.
And it's easy because if I made a mistake, I can fix it easily. And this is the benefits by running analytics and get response instantly. So, what people ask us to do, they ask us to have easily independent interface to ask question on stream of data, massive stream of data. In this world, all the data, everyone built on top of information, terabytes of data that stream into the data. They want to get to be independent, no matter what is their role or their professional. They want to be independent to ask questions, to get answers. Also, of course,
So hang on. Are you telling
yeah,
me that it's not just the CEOs who get answers to their questions within the data or the CFOs? Now you're telling me that even frontline workers and people who are just, grinding out their days and just they're going to be able to come in and ask questions of their data?
everyone, think about the marketing person. They are just generating a new campaign and they want to know in advance, in real time, whether the campaign is working. They would like to do A/B testing and changing the mechanism and the parameters and see how does it impact their campaign. They can do it easily with real-time analytics. They can stream the data into real time with Clickstream or whatever they works with, and they can change the parameters, see the interaction change in live. Think about this change. It's amazing that we can do get insight from our data without the middleman that in the middle between us and the data.
But hang on, that's my job.
Yeah, but your job is keep there. It's safe. Don't
Yeah.
worry.
Okay.
Definitely, there is a lot of space for the advanced data scientists and the advanced data engineers and everything. But
Whew.
think about all the things that you don't really need to do, but you have to because people ask you a favor.
Mm-hmm.
All those small favors that you are doing, you won't need to do it anymore because your friend in real time analytics will do it for you.
Well, all right. I want to know more about this then, because
Okay,
I am sick of the favors. I mean, I like favors. I'm happy to do favors, but would love to step away from that.
okay. And again, I would like so the Microsoft Fabric solution is the beginning of the journey. It's going to be a long journey, and I hope that everyone on this call and out of this call will be confident to stay with us during the journey and not just stay with us, to be active. Join the call, try it, send feedback, give us ideas. We are here. We want to hear your voice, and we are building this product for you and your companies and partners. So feed us with feedbacks. But okay, so you all know already that Microsoft Fabric is a one portfolio that unified all the data and AI solution for Microsoft under the same portfolio. And the benefits, they are very clear to all of us because once you have all of the experiences under the same infrastructure with the same governance, control, security, everything is managed. It's so easy because it's also payment. It will be easier to do everything once you have unified environment, unified platform, and all the experiences. The only thing that we need to do is to be expert in our experience instead of taking care endlessly to the fundamental capabilities. So this was Fabric, which you already know. But now let's think about, let's focus on real-time analytics. And again, we are at the beginning of the journey. I would like to be very honest about that. This is only public preview. So what you will see here, it's working. It's working with it's mass data. It's working in motion. It's working with integration. It has so many real capabilities that working in already hundreds and thousands of customers. But there are many more features and many more capabilities that we are releasing on a weekly basis. Every week, you will get more and more new advantages, and and of course, by GA, you will have much more a smarter experience. But let's talk about real-time analytics includes three families of experiences. The first one is
So
event
hang
stream.
on
Yeah,
a
yeah.
second here. I want to make sure people understand that. So, um, uh, you can confirm we are currently um, uh, we're currently in the MVP stage of the real time analytics release, right? So, like, you've released it out, just like within all agile frameworks, you want to get feedback from people, right? So that's why posting your ideas out on ideas.fabric.microsoft.com is super important to get that feedback into you, right? Because you want to evolve the product to the point where it's meeting people's needs once it goes live, because it's harder to make changes once it's live, because you have a degree of like uptime, right? Once you go live, that you can kind of play with a little bit before that. Is that right? Before GA, is that right?
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly. We thought that evolving with our customers will bring them much more appropriate solution to their needs. Instead of waiting and give them the final solution working per our understanding, we thought differently. We would like to release something that is good, workable. Everyone can start
Mm-hmm.
trying that, working with that, stream data, run analytics, get queries, everything, scale up, all the needs. But during all this process, we are more than open and willing to hear your feedback. Send it to us, give it to us, ideas and everything. Yes.
Well, and that's important, because, like you said, you release updates and new features every single week. You post a blog, is it monthly, right? So, like, a feature could have been released like earlier this week, and a blog post will go out potentially at the end of the month, right?
And therefore, I more than invite you to follow me because I'm trying to release the post about all the new features from our team in
Oh,
our blog, in our LinkedIn. We just have released support in in a one lake shortcut in Delta. People ask us about that, so it was released a week ago. Sample gallery, starting with from fresh with sample gallery, different. I think 7 types of different data sources that you can start and ingest the data in real time analytics, run queries on top of it. Queries and dashboards and things like that will be added very, very soon. So e- every week we are adding new capabilities. Try it.
wow. That is incredible. I have to say, honestly, one of the things that I have always been challenged with when it comes to even starting with real time data, like, where do you even go to get a data set to start to learn how to interact with it? And you're telling me that you're going to have this stuff out and available as part of the service for you to interact with?
It's already available.
Get
So
out. Wow.
yes,
So you can start learning today, everyone. Oh, how wonderful.
once you start with KQL database, you can go to Gate Data.
Yeah.
Start with the sample gallery, and you will need to select one of the 6 or 7 data sets that we already published. We will add more in the future. So if you don't have a data set to test it,
Mhm.
just try with us.
Oh, gosh, that's awesome. And so I've shared into the live stream links. Hey, for if you're watching this on replay, I'm gonna put those into like the description in here for how you can get a hold of uh Pizza. Ooh, I think I got that one right. She's on Twitter, she's on LinkedIn. So you can follow her to see all the updates are coming out, and you can reach out and connect to her about new features. So that's awesome. I'm super excited. Sorry, you were on a roll and I just jumped right in on top of you there. I
I,
apologize.
I have so much fun. I hope that the audience also enjoyed this light, fun conversation because for you it's the evening. For me, it's late night.
Oh,
But it's great. Okay, so what is the idea of real-time analytics? The idea is a collaboration between originally 3 different services that are now combined into one unified experience.
mm,
The first one is Event Stream, the messaging experience from Azure. which stream data in torrents of data, massive amounts of data in real time to OneLake and also to a KQL database. There is a nice inference that can infer easily the schema of the table and create it in your behalf, and the data will stream to the service in 2 clicks and will be available for you for query and analyze. So the first one is the event stream. The other one is the KQL family. In KQL family, currently you have 2 items. The first one is the data set. It's a database engine, very high capable engine that allow to store from gigabytes of data into petabytes of data, unlimited, because it's as a SaaS solution, it scale up per the actual needs, storage, CPU consumption, user consumptions, ingestion queue, everything. We have a smart algorithm that learn the needs and identify what is the capacity needed to allow the best performance to the customer. Um, and the third part, which will be joined soon to the family, is the data activator. Data activator is they actually take
What?
action on top of your insight. Once you identified a patterns, right? Once you identified an insight and you would like to act in the future based on this pattern, then you can do a right click, um, initiate a data activate or initiate action, and instantly you will get a notification every time that this pattern will happen.
Whoa, wait a minute here. What is this data activator thing? That works with real time analytics too?
It's part of the family of real-time analytics, so definitely it will work for real-time analytics. The
S-
idea is that it's action on data in movement.
Okay, so this is a big one, and that's why I stopped. If you're on this live stream and you're into data, you've maybe you've heard this, but maybe you haven't, because a lot of times the people who are asking this question are like 4 or 5 steps removed from people who are working in the data. But the question that's coming from the C suites and executives everywhere is like, this data is awesome, but I want to do something with it, and not just me do something. I want the data to know to do something, and I want the people who are in my business who know the business and what to do when data happens to be able to tell the computer what to happen. That's what RTA and Data Activator are going to be able to do, right?
Exactly. Yes.
Holy cow.
So the entire family of real-time analytics stream the data in motion, massive amount of data into a KQL database, a strong engine that can run analytics on top of the data in real
Mm.
time, any type of data structure, semi-structure, structure, and free text. Think about all the free text that you can put in. Behind the scenes, there is auto partitioning and indexing per the data set. Do you remember the days that you were DBA Oracle?
Yeah,
Do you
yeah.
remember how much time you invest to define partitions, index, foreign key,
Mm.
primary key, all those stuff? Now you don't need to do it because it's SaaS. It's the service, not we, the service. They find this in the customer behalf, and the user just need to ask the question and get the insight.
So I like the tech side, but can we talk through what a business world scenario would be like in this situation? Like explain it to me for from the business side.
Okay, so actually, it's a great question. I have a slide for that. So
Oh,
you
all
can,
right. Let's go back. I'm sorry. I'm stepping on your stuff. You're well prepared. I don't know what I'm talking.
yeah, definitely ask the question. You have amazing questions. But for that, I was prepared. So
All right, good deal.
wait with me a little bit.
All
Okay,
right.
so what we would like to do, first of all, we would like organization to consume torrents of data. Yes, we know every project starts with gigabytes, with small amount of data, and we don't want to pay for the big mass at the beginning. So let's start small, but allow us to grow. Think about any kind of company project that we're starting with small, growing with customer usage, growing with data size, growing with the ingestion queue. So everything is fully managed and enable us to consume it, run massive analytics on top of it, get the results in sub-seconds, maybe seconds, depends, but very complicated on one. Just guess how long it takes to run a query on 1 billion of records in KQL database.
Uh, 4 seconds.
Actually, it's about seconds, but it's not. It's the average time is second, but depends on the query.
Okay.
But it's about that, and the idea is that it's very strong, high performance, high capability. Okay, let's continue.
And actually that's very good because I was just working on a project where we were trying to query 50,000 records and that was taking 4 minutes. So what am I
Yeah.
asking? That bar is crazy high.
Forget about those days that you needed to
Yeah.
go grab a coffee, talk with the friends. It may impact the friendship situation at work, but it definitely will increase the efficiency at work. Okay, democratization insight. We would like to allow everyone, not only the data master. I know, I'm sorry, we are not taking your role. Your place is safe, but we would like to allow others to ask their questions and get their insight. And how we are planning to do it. First of all, uh, we all know there is SQL, KQL. This is the very first step. On top of it, we are building these days a visualization that allows us to see the data, to see how does it looks like, and ask questions on top of it. And the third, but not the least, we have a strong open copilot capabilities to ask any type of questions and get the answers with your on top of your data. At the beginning, we are starting with small questions like give me all the think about company that produce clothes. Give me all the places and the anomalies of the clothes producing in North America. But next step is how can I improve the efficiency of the cost for clothes producing in North America? It's not only asking questions, it's also your assistant will be your assistant to get your work better. And this is the magic of the asking question on a powerful engine.
Hang on, you're telling me it can do root cause analysis?
I'm telling you that we are working on that, and yeah, and this is something that we definitely are targeting to deliver to our customers.
All right, so let's ask the audience if you're interested in root cause analysis, being able to just ask that and have it generated. Put in your favorite emoji or type a message into chat right now. Let's get some votes for this or not. Maybe this isn't a priority for people. For me, it is. It's a priority, but maybe it's not a big deal. All right, we can keep going.
Yeah. Okay. So, focus, scaling, unlimited scale. Behind the scenes, we can identify the needs and provide you the capabilities. So let's talk about scenario. So the very most common flow is just getting a data source of data, whether it's a source of the information inside Fabric, whether it's Lakehouse, Warehouse, OneLake, of course, different sources that can be ingested with pipelines and data flows, event stream to stream data, and every time the data can come with any format, any structure into a KQL database. All the data that will be ingested into KQL database will be available also in OneLake for Lakehouse and Data Warehouse. So once you
Mm.
ingest the data into KQL database, you earn the capability to access the data in couple of seconds of latency. And also, it will be available to all other experiences to consume it through OneLake. And once you have this, You can start the exploration with real-time dashboard, KQL query set, notebook, Power BI, and we build an experience as we promised. We will see in a second that we have a full integration with second, we will get back to it. I would like to focus in a second on the business value.
Yes, please.
Okay, so technical capabilities, everything is indexed, everything is streaming by default into the service, um, partitioned, scaling, all of that managed by the service, torrents of data on movement, full integration with the data activator, any type of supports. And you know, in the enterprise world of today, there all the are strongly dependent on data. Digital technologies really produce endless amount of information from cybersecurity, energy, oil and gas, automotive, health. All of those devices produce data. And what we are doing with this data? How can we do? How can we move this data to be information? And more than that, how can we take the information and run and get insight and act on top of those insights? So scenarios, any enterprise that produce data from IoT devices for logging, human logs and system logs, those are the main scenario for real-time analytics in any type of
So,
industry.
so if I am, let's say, a factory manager and I've got IO streaming data or IoT streaming data from my various piece of equipment that are in my on my factory floor, I could set up an action to notify me or page me when a device needs to be replaced or when a device is out of alignment. I could set up something like that.
Definitely. Think about
Mm,
a Copilot. Okay, there are some guidelines. I'm not talking about the people real time saving life activity, but in air traffic controller, they get tons of data, endless amount of data from pilot from the from flight, and they
hmm.
need to monitor so many type of information, the temperatures, the height. There are some rules that in specific cities the flights need to be higher than specific latitude.
Okay.
It's very challenging to manage it manually when you have in average 12K, 12,000 flight every hour on air.
Mm.
So we can stream the data of the flight into KQL database, pair the latitude, set couple of rules that whenever we get under a specific or more than under a specific height in a specific speed and it's getting into a city zone, we will get a notification. And we are talking about millions and billions of events that should be monitored automatically and get a response in seconds.
Oh wow, wow. I mean that's really incredible.
Yeah, and there are many others. If we are talking
Mm,
about company of package delivery, just to maintain, think about package deliveries company that need to maintain and to control all the endless amount of packages that I order from Amazon, for example, and I'm only one, but there are many people like me, and I would like to get it in a good shape, on time,
hmm.
and in the right place. All of this stream into a KQL database under one very detailed dashboard of information. And whenever we see that a specific region got more than X% of damages packages, we can start to understand what was the root cause and to respond accordingly.
Oh, that makes good sense. Okay. All right. So just a number of different opportunities. Any industry out there, even just a general office worker, if you have these types of streaming information or real time needs, you could integrate that into your workspace, like tickets in queue or calls coming in or whatever it happens to be. Right. So, okay, this is awesome.
Wonderful. Okay, so um, what we make, why it's so good to those businesses, because everything is index partition. Once everything is
Mm,
indexed and partitioned, we can run any query by any user at any time and get a response very fast. We don't need to predict our issues. We don't need to predict our questions. We just need to run and ask them. The performance is high, very low latency to run uh, to run a query and get the results. Seamless integration with each and every Fabric experience. And this is one of the promises of Fabric. It's not just to provide the best experience for real-time analytics. We are targeting to be the best experience for targeted for real-time analytics for sure. But it's not only that, we are part of a portfolio. So we also would like to provide the best holistic solution, whether it's
mm,
fully integration with the
mm.
notebook. Also with OneLake, all the data in KustoQL database is also available in Delta, currently in Parquet, but it will be Delta soon, in OneLake to allow all the other experiences to consume it. We have a quick create to generate Power BI report on any table, on any query, any pipeline and data flow support Kusto as a source, as a sink, and actually any type of experience. We can create integration with OneLake by having a OneLake shortcut. So any type of data that exists in OneLake, you can explore it. You don't need to ingest it. Just create a OneLake shortcut and start to run question on top of it.
Mm, that is incredible. I know I've used KQL to monitor what users are doing inside of like Power BI dashboards, to the point where I could even tell which visuals they were interacting with and what pages they were on. So I can't wait to see more of these capabilities start to come into the service, and having it all be integrated sure going to simplify my life. That's awesome.
Okay, so let's start to see one of the previous versions that we have. And again, since we just prepared this demo, we already released so many new capabilities that I have to ask you. Go try it. I will give the links um, by the end of this session.
Hmm.
Try it yourself and discover all the new cool features that we have. In the meanwhile, Chris, do we have a voice to my demos?
Yeah, we could do demos.
Okay.
Let's do it. We love demos. Oh, is it streaming? Oh, I'm not hearing it.
You don't hear that?
I do not hear it. I apologize.
Okay. So, do I need to share in a different way?
Hang on.
This is the problem with live events. You always have issues.
um,
In the meanwhile,
yes,
while we are
sorry.
trying to discover how to solve the
Ah,
voice
so
topic,
stop sharing and share again, and there's a share system audio button in the share. So
okay, let's see.
yeah, let's try this again. Here we
Share
go.
tab audio. It's interesting that you don't have this share.
It's in the lower left corner.
Yeah, I see that here, but only when you are doing a Chrome tab. But
You
I
could do
don't
your
want
screen.
in your screen you don't have. share voice?
It says share system audio. Share share system audio is an option, but
Okay.
not share window. Sorry, going through some technical difficulties here. The
Here,
joys of
here.
live
Okay.
stream. All
I
right.
think that I found a way.
All right, let's give
People,
her a shot. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
I have. We do that. We do it. Let's do that. Okay. Let's try again.
Hello and welcome to Trident Real-Time Analytics Demo. Kusto Foods is a leading edible and fresh food delivery company in the U.S. Their food includes fresh-baked bread and
Wrong mute. Wrong mute.
milk products. Their warehouses are equipped with IoT devices to continuously monitor metrics like temperature and humidity that affect the freshness of the food. Daphne is a Chief Technology Officer at Kusto Foods. She asked us to develop a central monitoring dashboard with real-time analytics on data coming from these IoT devices. In the Trident workspace, use the Experience switcher on the bottom left to choose real-time analytics. From Homepage, select New, KQL Database. Let's name it Kusto IoTDB. We are then taken to Database Dashboard. Next, let's set up a data connection to the Event Hub connected to the IoT devices. Select Manage Connections and Gateways from the Settings menu. Click on New and select Cloud. Fill the details of the Event Hub and click Create. Back in the database dashboard, click Get Data and choose Event Hub. Let's create a new table called Telemetry Raw. In the next screen, fill out the details of the Event Hub data connection we created previously. Click Next Schema. In the Schema screen, choose JSON under Data Format and 2 under Nested Level. Observe how the incoming JSON messages are exploded into multiple columns. Click Next Summary to start data ingestion. Coming back to Database Editor screen, we can see there is new data coming into the database. You can check metrics like original size, compressed size and compression ratio at database level or at table level. Now, let's create a KQL query set to start exploring the data. We'll call this Kusto_analytics. We are then taken to the KQL query set UI with object tree on the left and query canvas on the right.
Now you can see the very basic capability to ask questions, which is with SQL or KQL. But now we are working on the natural language and also the visualization, which will come in the next couple of weeks. I hope before, but this is the current due date. So you will see how can we.
Let's write a KQL query to check the count of records in telemetry_raw. Similarly, let's check a sample 10 records in the table. KQL is a powerful language to perform complex analytics, including ability to render charts and finding anomalies. Now, let's bring some reference data of Kusto Foods that is present in one lake into a table called dim_foods in our KQL database. Navigate to the lakehouse where the file is located and copy the path of the file that we want to ingest. Select Get Data from KQL Database and choose One Lake.
And here is the option to bring any type of data from one lake into Kusto and later to run any type of question on top of it.
Detected. Click Next Summary to ingest this reference data. Instead of ingesting reference data, we can also create a shortcut to data in a One Lake folder. Let's create a One Lake shortcut from KQL Database. Navigate to the folder where reference data files are located and click Create. Notice that data in One Lake is showing up under Shortcuts as Foods table. This shortcut will show up under External Tables in KQL Query Set. Using External Table function, we can query this data using KQL. We can also continuously export data from KQL database to a OneLake. This is called mirroring or continuous.
And this is the option to actually, by default, to ingest to mirror the data from QQL database into Kusto. Okay, so I think that we saw some good starting insight from the experience. And again, now you have, okay, and you have much more experience capabilities already, and which we can explore later. So we have the key capabilities from the technical perspective. We have the business scenarios, and
Hey, quick question
hey,
for
a
you.
quick question
Sure.
for you.
Whoops.
Whoops.
Your share my sound. Let's see if I mute. Oh, there we go. I muted the other thing, your screen. Um, you've been talking about KQL quite a bit. Where's the best place to go to get information on KQL?
Oh, it's a it's a great question. Couple of ways. First of all, there is a learn model on KQL, how to start with KQL, and there is a free plural site course. You know what? It's a great idea. I will post the link how to start with KQL for free with Pluralsight. We published 4 courses, and 2 of them is about how to start with KQL and advanced topics with KQL.
Okay, that'd be great.
Yeah, I will post it in my LinkedIn, but you can easily look for a post called How to Start with KQL, which I posted in Tech Community blog, and give you
Okay.
list of instructions or suggestion how to start with KQL. And do you know how when I have started with KQL, it took me 1 day, actually 4 hours, to finish the first course, and since then I just running with this. I'm adding more and more capabilities for sure, but this is a good start.
I'm gonna agree with you, and I'm gonna or back that up. I think twice had to learn KQL because I learned it, I used it for what I needed to, and then it, I didn't have to go back to it for a while, and I forgot it all. But then I learned it immediately again. It's super
Yeah,
awesome.
people are, you don't in the next features that we are going to release with natural language to queries, you won't need to learn KQL. But if I want to be honest, people that try it, they love it. They see an endless programming language that enable endless capabilities in in very short response time, and more than that, you can learn it on the go. you know Something that we all need to do. How many projects we have, how many tasks we have in our backlog? Endless. So learning a new stuff, it's so hard, so we try to make it super easy, also from from the language perspective, but also from the learning materials.
I agree completely.
I'm happy, Chris. I'm so happy to hear that from that. We worked so hard to make it that. Okay, so we have started with the default indexing, any structure, wonderful. Let's continue. How to get started. So, what we would like you to do, and the very first question that people ask is, should we move everything to real-time analytics today? Wait, I do want you to start by forking your data into real-time analytics. But I have another fun things to share with you. It's about the KDA, Kusto Detective Agency. Have you heard about that? Give me some love. Give me some attention. If you have heard yeah, if you have heard about the Kusto Detective Agency, season 1 is a very fun game of detective that need to discover mysterious information about get task and missions, and they need to discover many topics on top of data that exist, and they need to run queries. In season 1, we targeted people that already familiar with KQL. In season 2, we took it on the other side. We have realized that there are many people that would like to learn KQL and they look for motivation. So we have embedding courses, training as part of the game. So you don't need to go and learn Pluralsight, learn model, which is great, do it. But you can also do it in a fun way, part of the Kusto Detective Agency Season 2. And you know what? It's not that you will learn a new language, which is a great benefits by their own, but you will also get prizes. We have many great prizes that you
Mm.
just need to finish any episode that you finish. You will be able to get some nice prizes to select, and we select nice things. So Custody Detective,
Well, that's
yeah,
fantastic.
I know. I agree with you actually. And it's definitely run with real-time analytics, so KQL database. So you just need to create a KQL database in um, Fabric, copy the URL from the database editor and put it into the KDA registration page. So people try it. People really,
Mm.
really, really big fan about that. And if you will publish it, just once you get the badge, post it on LinkedIn, tag me. I would like also to show some care to your success.
Oh, there we go. So make sure you're tagging Tvia. Um,
No,
Tita,
you said
um,
it right this time. Yeah,
Tvia.
yeah.
I did it. Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah.
Yes. Yay. That's awesome. So make sure you're tagging her when you complete this stuff, so we can get more people aware of this, because as Jason said earlier, our real time analytics is not getting the love it deserves. This is truly awesome, the stuff that you can do in here, and I'm personally excited about this.
I'm
So
so happy. Did you try it, Chris?
I have not
Uh,
tried it yet. I
I'm looking forward to see the post of finishing the first episode. A data expert like you will do it first, and you will get the biggest prizes that we have. So
Well, I'm going to just do a little plug in for our Fabric Fridays. Me and Kevin Arnold, we meet, we go through stuff. One of the things that is on our schedule is to run through the RTA stuff, so people can get in insights into it, see us run through it, and get some info there. So uh, check us out on Fridays.
amazing. So how to start? Just start it with the KDA, Custody Detective Agency, is a good way, fun way to test it, to play with that, to
Mm-hmm.
discover new capabilities. Of course, there is amazing content that our content writers help us to produce. MS Learned, tutorials, documentation, everything, try it for free. I think it's 60 days for a free trial, and documentation about Fabric. See, Fabric RTA. And that's it. If you have any type, are there any questions?
So we have not had any questions in the queue. So if you do have questions, now is really your time to ask them. Make sure you prefix. Well, we like it when you prefix them with a Q, and you don't spam them. But nobody's really done that, because I have a wonderful audience and everybody here is great. The question I've had is, um, uh, what's the most common use case that you see for people using KQL and real time analytics?
So I think that the very first one is about, okay, there are three. The order is
Mm-hmm.
not a priority. The first one is it's log analytics.
Mm-hmm.
And Kusto engine is the engine for Azure Log Analytics, for example. It's also the
Yep.
engine of all the security solution, most of the security solution in Microsoft. So this is the second scenario. Security in companies, stream the data into a service, do any type of um, analysis on top of the data to identify attack or anti-attack. If you see that someone acting in a different way than the regular patterns, you can identify that and also respond to that. So it's not only attack, it's on the opposite side as well. So the first one is log analytics. The second one is security, and the third one is IoT analytics. And if any type of companies that has IoT devices that stream data and they would like to monitor it or to analysis and also optimization, control, all type of information around IoT analytics, in general, telemetry data, those are the most common scenarios for real-time analytics.
It just dawned on me that you have, by going through that, you've identified all highly technical, highly skilled areas who are working with this. What you've done, though, is you've created an environment and a place where people who don't necessarily have to be as technical can get involved. So I would be very interested in following up with you, Tzvia,
Let's call me Sophia.
in Sophia? No, did I say it
No,
wrong?
I see that it's challenging,
No,
so let's go with Sophia. It's my Starbucks name.
no. Trying really hard to get it right. It's important to me. But it would be interesting how long it takes from the top use cases being highly technical audiences with very, with those needs, to how long is it going to be before this is in the hands of just the common user, and the common users are starting to do things. And when it makes that shift, what are the things that users use it for versus those highly skilled technical roles?
This is a great question, and there is always a place for experts. There is a common question these
Mhm.
days about whether ChatGPT will replace us all. Can we go to the beach, drink a margarita, and I don't know, retired? Definitely, all the routine task, the random questions will be solved, and everyone will be able to ask those questions and get results. But this deep learning improvement definitely will stay with the data engineers. And what is nice and I think that one of the highlights about real-time analytics, that it's a very strong analytics engine side by side to the ability to ask questions, but the citizen data scientist. So it's not, in the past, whenever we want to simplify an experience, we just reduce the capability. We didn't do that. We skip the high capability and even adding more and
Mhm.
more, but we've simplified the experience of consumption for the newcomers.
Yeah, I would say that is one of the biggest wins I think we have with this platform is it's not just this dumbed down portal that uh, has fewer future features, or is just easier to use, but it encompasses the entire range of a solution. It allows for the citizen dev, but also for the pro dev to work in the same environment with the same capabilities and the same tools.
Yeah.
So that, to me, that's what just speaks. This is going to be a huge success, and it's up to us, I think, to figure out. The people who are listening to this, people who are watching this, is that typical user who's using real-time streaming analytics, is that in 1 to 2 years, or is it in 5 to 6? And I think it's up to us to help drive that down to that 1 to 2 year time range, and pull it back from that year long or that multi-year journey, right?
Your words is like magic to my ear.
Well, fantastic. All right. So we're nearly at the end of this. Tzvia, what other things should someone know? Any other parting words for them? things.
Real-time analytics is the new kids in the block because all the other experiences are well defined. People knows what is lakehouse. The people know what is warehouse. All of those are very well defined. But real-time analytics, most of the customers are unfamiliar with the new
Mm,
capability. So sometimes I hear of feedbacks that it sounds super important, but let's do it next. So
mm,
my request from you, there, I believe that any enterprise can get benefits by real-time analytics. So instead of pushing it to be the next one or the second one or whatever, start playing with that. Start explore the capabilities, fork your data into real-time analytics, run analytics, discover the high capabilities of this
mm.
engine, and just enjoy it. And if you have any type of question, as you already said, I'm at LinkedIn, less at Twitter, to be honest. Uh, I'm there, available. So ask the question over there, and I'm excited to answer.
Awesome. Well, Tzvia, thank you so much for tuning in today and bringing all this wonderful, glorious stuff to us. I know you're a PM, so please make sure you go back to your engineering team, who hopefully they're at least watching on rerun, um, uh, and let them know we're really appreciative for all the hard work that they do. They don't necessarily get to come out on all these live streams and stuff like that, but I see you, so thank them for us.
Well,
Okay.
it's so kind of you to say that, sometimes we forget the people that actually write the code and make it happen. And thank you that you mentioned all those magical people.
Oh, uh, we wouldn't be here without them, so thank them very much. And none of us, me and you, wouldn't be here if it wasn't for you guys who are tuned in today. Thank you so much for tuning in. We're doing this every Wednesday. We're doing lunch and learn. We got oh my gosh, I don't have my next week's slide already, but I was just all excited about RTA. I didn't prep and get ready for that. But we've got live streams on every Wednesday. Kevin and I are doing a live stream on Fabric Fridays. We're going deep and learning these new capabilities, so make sure you tune into those. And otherwise, check out the other videos that we got. You guys have a great day. Peace.